Hello, everyone. Welcome to Angel Healing House Radio. My name is Claire Candy Hough. Through my business, Angel Healing House, which can be found at angelhealinghouse.com. I'm a writer and an author, an international radio host, a Reiki master teacher, and an angel practitioner. My inspirational books entitled Angels of Faith and One True Home Behind the Veil of Forgetfulness, and my autobiography, I Am an Angelic Walk-In, are based on my recollections of our life in spirit, and they help us to remember our divine, eternal natures. Through Angel Healing House, I help people to let go of sadness, anger, bitterness, resentment, and regret that has kept them locked in the prison of the past, and I help them to let go of worry, stress, and control, which has kept them focused on an imagined future. And once they are no longer living in the past or the future, they can start to live in the present moment, which is the only place that they can experience synchronicities, miracles, and magic. As an angel practitioner, I help people to see their lives from a higher perspective with the help of an extraordinary group of angels who call themselves the Posse of Angels. Just like my angelic family, the Posse of Angels, I'm very excited to take some of your calls for that free angel advice. You can call into the show on 1-800-930-2819. But before we get to those callers, welcome everyone to the first Angel Healing House radio show of December. I know lots of people say it, but I truly cannot believe that we are already in December 2019. And yes, I'm wearing a scarf actually here in Santa Monica, because it's cold here. It's cold here for us because the temperatures are only in the 50, but I know those areas that have snow and ice will probably be laughing at me, saying that's a warm day for us where we are. I'd like to start the show and remind everyone that if you are looking for the perfect enlightened holiday gift for all ages, my inspirational channeled book is one of them. One of them is Angels of Faith. And this book helps us connect to our divine, eternal natures. It is based on my 2 near-death experiences. And the book helps us to remember not only who we are, but that we do not die when we cross over. Now, in a conversation that I had with a publisher, they said that in a focus group of women who had read my book, some said, it lifted my soul after reading Angels of Faith. Another person said, while reading it, I felt as if my soul was being cleared and I felt closer to God. This is because it is written with the energies of angelic light. Angels of Faith touches the souls of both the young and the young at heart, and many around the world have felt a shift in their hearts as the book helps them to align with their divinity in order to order this beautiful gift, either for yourself or your loved ones, or perhaps you would like to order my other books, One True Home, Behind the Veil of Forgetfulness, or my other #1 Amazon International bestseller, I Am an Angelic Walk-In, the autobiography of Angel Ariel. All of these can be ordered on my website, which is angelhealinghouse.com, or they can be ordered on Amazon. And I'm very excited because One True Home Behind the Veil of Forgetfulness, or I held up the wrong book, this one is now an audiobook on audible.com. Actually, both of them, I Am an Angelic Walk-In and One True Home, are available on audible.com. Now, here we are. Here we are in December, which many call the season of miracles. And so my angelic family, the Posse of Angels, have entitled today's program, Miracles. They're saying Miracles not only at the holidays, but we can all have miracles all year round. With the last of the leftovers eaten and Thanksgiving now fading away to a dim memory, it does seem like the official season of holidays is underway. The usual decor of the shops is now resplendent with the color schemes of red and green. It's enticing shoppers to get excited about must have gifts for themselves and also for their loved ones. For instance, I was in one shop buying a candle and trying to figure out if I wanted my house to smell like vanilla snow or spiced pumpkin. And I heard a sales girl pitching to a customer that to buy the must scent of the season, which was the fresh scent of holiday cucumber, as it would bring a refreshing and crisp atmosphere to her holiday gathering. Well, I don't know about you, but the last time I checked, I don't think cucumbers have much of a smell. I mean, they have a bit of a scent, but not much, be they regular or the holiday varieties. And whether we choose to celebrate anything at this time of the year or not, it is uncanny how many traditions and stories from different cultures contain references to miracles. And it is this theme of miracles that the Posse of Angels wants us to consider when they're asking us, what do you consider a miracle to be? And why couldn't miracles be a daily occurrence? Now, the dictionary definition of a miracle is it is a surprising and welcome event that is not easily explained by natural or scientific laws and is therefore considered to be the work of a divine agency. Okay, so that's the definition. But when this supernatural intervention occurs to human beings, it is so life altering that for those who have their lives touched by this divine intervention, really truly, we are never the same again. And I want to share with one of the greatest miracles that ever happened for me was in the area of writing one of my books. It was this book, Angels of Faith. And it came as a result of a message from a tiny little bird. And everyone, if I wasn't open enough and if I truly wasn't clear enough in my heart to hear the voice of God speaking to me through this little bird, I would not have received such an enormous gift and blessing in my life. After reconnecting to my divine, eternal nature in 2003, after my angelic walk in experience, which, by the way, I write about in my book, I Am an Angelic Walk In, the autobiography of Angel Ariel, when I, Angel Ariel, walked in to Claire Candy Hough's body, and she walked out to go up to God with honors. That full story, true story, is in that book. But after that experience, I was able to see, hear, and communicate with my angelic family, the Posse of Angels. With this angelic connection, I became an open channel to bring forth information from God and the angels. Didn't matter what time of day it was. I didn't have to quiet myself down. I didn't have to be in a meditative state, as whenever I sat down to write, messages would channel through me with ease and grace. Now, on one particular morning, I was surprised as my eyes popped open at 5:30 a.m. Now, this may not be early for you, but this was very unusual for me because getting up early for me is usually around 7 a.m. I tried to go back to sleep, but I felt this great, overwhelming urgency to get up and to write. I turned on my computer, fixed myself a cup of tea, and decided that I would continue working on another book. As I put my hands on the keys, nothing much came forth. Perplexed, I took a couple of deep breaths. I repositioned my hands on the keys, and still nothing came forth. Now, this was so strange, as every other time I wrote with total, uninterrupted ease. All of a sudden, I heard the sound of a shrieking bird, and it split the morning silence. The energy behind the bird's shriek was one of urgency and desperation. Well, as I listened to this bird, I began to receive a series of tingles and shocks that went up and down my body. I immediately knew that this was no ordinary bird and that I needed to stop what I was doing and to go and investigate. The noise drew me to our bathroom window, and when I looked out, I saw that a tiny bird had built its nest in our disused clothesline, which was right outside of the window, and the bird was sitting on the nest. Everyone, when that bird saw me, it locked eyes with me and it frantically began to turn its head from side to side, chirping up a storm. He hardly drew breath, as he seemed possessed to tell me something very, very important. After 5 minutes, the bird completely stopped, tilted his head to one side, and just stared at me. I thought, what an odd experience. But I was glad for the renewed silence so that I could go back and concentrate on my writing. When I sat down and I repositioned my fingers on my keyboard, my fingers began to type a very new, different story to the one I had previously been working on. After about 30 minutes of writing, my fingers came to a halt. And as I read this enchanting, absolutely beautiful story for the first time held within this book, Angels of Faith, tears ran down my cheeks. The little bird wanted and channeled this book, Angels of Faith, into me. It wanted me to write Angels of Faith to help others to reconnect to their own divine, eternal natures and remind us all of where we come from and the journey back home that we all get to take. Everyone, since launching this enchanting book, it has been a magnet for people to connect with me and the work that I do. The channeled messages and angelic tone in the book touches people's hearts, and no matter where they are in the world, many of the readers seem to be experiencing the same magic. Now, for instance, shortly after launching the book, I heard from a client who ordered it in Australia. She told me that she loved the story, but that when she first read it, something strange had happened to her. She said that when she got three-quarters of the way through the book, her eyes started to well up with tears, and she began to remember something that she had forgotten long ago. I said to her, "What a beautiful response." And I asked her if I could use that in a testimonial. 4 days later, I heard from a client in Santa Barbara, California, who had ordered 4 copies of the book for both friends and family. He congratulated me and said he had to tell me about his experience. He said that when he read the story, he got three-quarters of the way through the book when he started to cry, and he remembered something that he had forgotten long ago. I was incredulous as he spoke the exact same words that the client in Australia had uttered days before after she read the book. It was a week later that I heard from a gentleman in Virginia who worked at an old age home, and he had bought several copies of the book for the residents to read, thanking me for writing such a beautiful book. He said that with so many residents either terminally ill or crossing over, that the book gave them and their loved ones hope in the knowledge that we are divine and eternal. Then he added he had a rather peculiar experience when he read the book. He told me that he got halfway through the book when he felt his eyes misting over with tears, and he remembered who he was. In 1 week, from Australia to California to Virginia, different people were experiencing a reconnection to their divine, eternal nature and our true heavenly home. You know, everyone, Angels of Faith and its message that death is not the end has touched others in my life so deeply that I can't even fathom what would have happened if I had just plowed forth on my own agenda of writing and I had not taken the time to attend to God's agenda, truly listening to his or her voice speaking to me through this tiny little bird. You know, the funny thing about all of this is that the Posse of Angels is saying that these types of miracles are continuously happening all around us, and they are just waiting for us to be still enough to allow them to come into and to affect our lives. But the majority of people, well, we are so busy pushing and forcing and controlling life and focusing only on the big things to happen that we do not tune into how God wants us to bring forth and bless us with absolute gems of signs that contain magic and messages along our life's path. Most people miss out on the miracles of life that contain, um, because they are small. Most people miss out on the miracles of life because they're small and seemingly insignificant, just like this little bird. And they look like a diversion that is actually taking us off the path of fulfilling an agenda. But the funny thing about life is that the more we can let go of our limited plan and give our schedule over to God's agenda, then things will always work out in the most miraculous of ways. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me just turn that down. Um, and the best part is that we don't have to wait for a holiday season to experience a miracle. Now, the Posse of Angels saying that humans are under the misguided impression that life works in straight lines. If I would have completely ignored that little bird and not allowed for any disruptions as I stubbornly pursued writing my next book, the miracle of Angels of Faith would not have occurred. Now, having lived my life these past 16 years since my angelic walk-in experience, I have let myself be led by the providence of God. I do not stubbornly pursue my will, but I say, I will to will God's will. That's because God always has my best interest at heart, and I do not question him or her. And each time that I've allowed this divine presence to guide and show me how and when to step forward, I know that God is showing me the way to my next miracle. You know, some might say that the presence of miracles is the visible representation of seeing prayers in action. For all miracles start with the energy of a wish, a dream, or a prayer, or an intention held closely in our hearts. And the more we focus and concentrate on our prayers and wishes, then an alchemical process begins to constantly feed the energies to bring us the visible, tangible manifestation of those prayers. You know, everyone, when it does come to miracles, never underestimate the power of your prayers. Several years ago, my husband had an elective surgery to repair some torn cartilage in his knee. And while it was a relatively minor surgery, it did entail general anesthetic and much care and attention. We arrived at the facility around 7:30 a.m. for the surgery. I entered the waiting room that was filled with families waiting for their turn to be called. After family members and friends settled their loved ones, after they kissed them goodbye, they were sent back to the waiting room. And even though I'd come well prepared to ride out the 2 to 3 hours with my laptop and a good book, I was getting bombarded and distracted by the thoughts and prayers of the people in the waiting room. Even though we were quite an international group, excuse me, including Russian, Asian, Spanish languages, excuse me, their thoughts were all focused on the exact same thing. And it didn't have anything to do with the holidays. The prayers came in gentle, pulsating waves, washing over every person in that waiting room, as if we had become one living, breathing entity, all directing and focusing our energies on one thing and one thing only. We were praying to God for our loved one and putting our attention and belief on something that we couldn't see, asking for an outcome to see our loved one safely through the operation. You know, everyone, putting our faith and belief on something that we cannot see, something that we cannot taste, hear, touch, smell, is to believe in miracles and the faith in the power of God to intervene in our lives. Once we do let go and surrender into being children of God, allowing ourselves to be led, being taken care of in His or her way, then we open to allow miracles to be a part of our daily lives. And when I asked for further assistance, and when I went to my animal message cards, um, I saw this card fly out of the deck, which is Mr. Unicorn. The unicorn brings us messages of reconnecting with our higher self, our higher wisdom, our divinity. It asks us to be curious about things that can only be perceived beyond our logical, rational, physical senses. You know, when it comes to having faith in something that we cannot see or touch, many have no problems believing in a higher source that helps to guide and protect them. In addition, love cannot be weighed or measured, yet millions on the planet believe in the power of love. When it comes to the realm of miracles, just like our belief in unicorns, we are being asked to delve deeper in order to believe in the inexplicable. The meaning of the unicorn is about opening to infinite and miraculous possibilities that are available to us at all times. It also gives us the wisdom to take advantage of these possibilities. With unicorn shifting from the visible world to the invisible world, it is helping us to transmute any of our limiting beliefs as it helps break through self imposed boundaries and it gives us spiritual sight to see past illusions so that what we visualize and imagine can manifest into reality. So thank you. Thank you, Mr. Unicorn. Off you go. You have been listening to me, Claire Candy Hough, on Angel Healing House Radio. Remember that Angel Healing House Radio airs every week at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time here on Transformation Talk Radio. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, well, we would love the Posse of Angels, my angelic family, and myself. We would love to take some of your calls for those free angel readings. Please do call into the show on 1 800 930 2819, and we will see you after this quick break.
Have you discovered the remarkable books at angelhealinghouse.com? Author Claire Candy Hough has channeled rare books of inspiration and insight.
Angels of Faith is an inspiring story of healing, comfort, and hope that reminds us that death is not to be feared, but embraced with joy.
One True Home, Behind the Veil of Forgetfulness takes readers on a roller coaster ride through Angel Ariel's 5 most important lives on Earth, as well as her experiences in the afterlife, and helps us remember our own journey across the veil.
And Claire Candy's autobiography, I Am an Angelic Walk-In, which details the 2003 soul exchange that took place when Claire Candy walked out of her body and Angel Ariel walked in, creating heaven on earth for herself and others.
To find out more about these wonderful books, visit angelhealinghouse.com today. To see your life from an angel's perspective, book a personal consultation with Claire Candy Hough, Angelic Walk-In Angel Ariel at Angel Healing House. Candy provides intuitive counseling, Reiki, and angel readings in person in Los Angeles or nationally and internationally via phone or Skype. She will channel the practical tools you need to transform your life. Call now 831-277-3716 or visit angelhealinghouse.com.
Hello, everyone. You're back with me, Claire Candy Hough, on Angel Healing House Radio. We are under the spell, if you want to put it that way, under the spell of a magnificent Jupiter Capricorn dance that's going on. Jupiter is helping manifest their dreams, their wishes. It's the expansion. And so we're going to take a look at these current energies and see how they are affecting all of us before we get to those callers on the line. And by the way, if you want to call in on 1-800-930-2819. But firstly, for the past 5 months, the planet Neptune has been retrograde. And what does that mean? Well, Neptune is the planet of inspiration, illusion, dreams, and also confusion. Neptune in retrograde has been working to strip away illusions, to realign us, what is in our highest and our best interest. Its retrograde was beautifully timed, as 2019 is a 12-year. It's a year in which we wrap things up. It's a cycle that's been completed. So having now completed that retrograde, Neptune will be helping us to have more clarity in order to create different and more possibilities and potentials for us as we're stepping into 2020. And it'll be more of what we are our hearts are directly aligned with. And don't be surprised, it may not be something that you have done for so many years. Now, in addition, on December 2nd, Jupiter leaves its home territory in Sagittarius and moves into the very grounded earth sign of Capricorn. And over the next year, Jupiter seeks to take our reality and actually make it grander, larger, bigger in scope so that we don't miss our opportunity or our opportunities. This is very exciting. As I said, Jupiter is the planet of good fortune, and it gets us to expand our current life, especially in business. Now, Jupiter in Capricorn over the next 12 months works like our good luck charm that will open new doors and help with changing up our lives. Again, especially in the area of old established businesses. This energy is getting us to develop and grow a new goal, new career objectives, or a mission. It could be a calling in our hearts. Jupiter and Capricorn will help you find the answers to what you need to know in business or a career. It'll help us to develop what we want to be known for and what we want to be recognized most for as well. Looking ahead next week, just to prepare you, the full moon in Gemini is on the 12th of December with a deep longing to break free and to find a place of refuge. These full moon energies are urging us to share our ideas, collaborate with others that if implemented would make the world a better place. One of the key words as we go into the new year, the new decade of 2020 is all about collaborating with others and collaborating with others, not just for our personal gain, but to make the world a better place. Jupiter spends 1 year visiting each zodiac sign and revisits the same place in your natal chart every 12 years. Think back. Think back to where you were 12 years ago, and you may gain a clue to the matters of life that Jupiter plans to expand upon you. I can tell you that 12 years ago, Pete and I made the major decision to move from our home in Australia to the States. And Jupiter then expanded our careers. It helped us manifest miraculous connections and opportunities to grow and succeed. This time around, you'll feel the increase more significantly as Jupiter is on board with not only Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn. Now, Saturn comes full circle with Pluto every 33 years, and Jupiter meets Saturn every 20 years, but it is so rare for all of these three to work along with Capricorn at the same time. In fact, this is only the third time this conjunction has happened in 2,000 years. It is really important. And it's important because Capricorn is about structure, hard working, attaining well-defined, established, real goals, not just visualizing them. It is definitively time to roll up our sleeves and get to work. The Posse of Angels and I are reminding everyone that if you build it, it could be a project, a new service, uh, write a book, a song, a screenplay. And if you're building and creating it with passion because your heart believes in it, then you will draw into your solid Capricorn reality the connections and opportunities to support, to promote, and encourage its expansion and growth. You might hear the excitement in my voice. This is a magical time with those three planets firmly anchored in the Capricornian energy. And it is going to lead to magical things manifesting as we go into 2020. And this is not just for particular signs. This is across the board for all zodiacal signs. So let's go to the phone lines if you'd like to call in for a free angel reading with my wonderful angelic family, the Posse of Angels, and myself. Do call in on 1-800-930-2819. Let's go to our caller, Stephanie. Stephanie in New York, you're on the line with Angel Healing House Radio. How are you?
Hi. You can hear me?
Yes, you're breaking up a little bit. Speak.
Okay, I could check. Is that any better?
Oh, that's a little bit better. I'll see if I can hear you.
that out? Sorry, I'm
Uh,
sick, so I don't know if that's part of it.
oh, that's better.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome.
Um, so I have, I guess, a couple of things that were on my mind, but something a little bit. So I guess whichever one they want to address. Oh wait, no. Okay. Sorry. So the person that I've asked about a couple of times, I think when I've called, it's been kind of confusing. Where it seems like he's hanging out in my energy space and maybe even helping me, but then on the regular dynamic level, like we're not talking or there's tension or, just all this strange stuff. And it's been causing me distress, which I think is also maybe affecting my health. I'm not sure if that's true. But I was wondering if the Posse of Angels, had anything to kind of help me clarify or understand that dynamic or situation or what's going on or what I
Uh,
should do.
okay. All right. Then, as you were speaking, the Posse of Angels were showing me that this person, you've done dances. I call them dances. Where you've met this person in previous incarnations, where they've been of a help to you. Um, You've helped them. It's a karmic connection. It is definitely a soulmate connection, um, and with they're saying that in particular, uh, there was some. Um, they want to say either traumatic or something happened in the last week or 2 weeks that was out of the norm and that some medical condition and that you had to attend to, and it was very scary. Now, since this person is a soul, um, is a soulmate of yours, um, they they came to the fore energetically to help you through this and you being an empath, you being intuitive, are picking up that this person is around you. But this person is around you because they wanted to help you through this medical emergency or this condition or whatever this is they're showing me. Um, but that's the reason that you were picking up this person. You're saying it's confusing, and the only reason it's confusing is because it's causing you distress because you are perhaps putting your emphasis on different expectations and attachments as to uh, the agenda of this person being around you. Maybe you think that it's going to lead to a romantic connection, or that this person is going to be in your life physically. Um, but the Posse of Angels are saying, "No, my dear," and they're using that term, "No, my dear." They have helped you and were a tremendous help in previous incarnations, and have come back yet again to hold your hand etherically, to mop your brow, to stroke your head, all of these wonderful things to be there as this help for you. But they're saying only in the etheric. Um, and as far as it causing you distress, as I said, it's causing you distress because you're reading more into this. You are thinking, oh, this is because, this is going to lead to this, or then this should, ought to, or has to happen. But that's not the case. But the Posse of Angels saying that something could happen as a result of that, but you can't control that. But right now they're saying that's the reason you are feeling this person around you.
Well, I've actually been feeling him around me for like at least 2 months.
Right.
And he said, I think around 2 months ago, that he respected and loved me, but
Mhm.
then he doesn't really, he'll like ignore me if I reach out to talk to him, or, so that's confusing.
Right. Well, that's his free will, whether he wants to commit or not. Somebody could say these things, but then when it comes to committing or to actually, taking the next step, they could be paralyzed or decide not to.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's your expectation as to the attachment, as to what has to happen as a result of him actually voicing those words. So it's uh, it's really important for you to release all expectation and attachment as to where this has to go, and just bless him for the help that he has been to you in previous incarnations, and um, and the help that he therapeutically is giving you now.
Okay.
All right, let's go to the cards and see what comes out. First card for you is the Magician, and the Magician card is saying that. Oh, and this is in regard to is in regard to your health. They're saying that you are the alchemist. You have all the tools that you need. Um, a lot of that trying to figure life out or that worry and control is really depressing your otherwise bright, happy energies. And they're saying for you to um, get back on track, get back on track as to your powerful energies inside. And they're saying focus on affirming your health, focus on affirming your ability to boost your immune system, and to really um, let everything else that is not of positive optimism, bright, light, everything, everything that might triggering you. They're saying that also over the holidays, and they're specifically saying over the Thanksgiving period, that there were energies that were being triggered by family, or not being with family or not being with certain loved ones or whatever, and this really did play a part in depressing your immune system. And so they're saying get back on track, and focus your energies on just love, non-judgment, forgiveness, and it'll go a long way to boosting your immune system. Next card that's coming out for you. Oh, there's a new beginning, an Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, in this regard, they're saying that to build up that abundance inside of you. And once you do this, once you are the magician, you build up that abundance. Well, the magician is a one card, and this is a one card. So I don't know if you've written out your intentions for this beautiful new moon that we're under, um, to be realized in a full moon. But they're saying maybe dust them off and see if the intentions that you wrote down before, if they need to be tweaked for this moon coming up. And the next card, oh, is the Six of Wands, is the victory card. So those are three beautiful cards to triumph and recognizing. A lot of the Six of Wands energy is about recognizing others recognizing you, but more so you recognizing the power within you. So I hope that's been helpful, Stephanie.
Yeah, thank you. And do they think that this will also help? I did also wonder if, when I was going through my health stuff last weekend, especially, if it was triggered by all the Thanksgiving, because I had a lot of sadness and grief leading up to that. And if that's something I should be like worried about ongoing, or just sort of focus on the love and forgiveness and non-judgment, and
That's
just
all.
happier
That's
thoughts. Yeah.
well. It just don't use the word stressed. You should embrace love, forgiveness, compassion, um, non-judgment. Um, every time we're triggered, it's because we have failed to take responsibility for that person in our life and also the characteristics, and allow them to have their free choice and free will and walk their journey as they see fit, um, because we wouldn't like anybody to tell us how to walk our journey with our free will. And every time we do that, every time we get triggered, it's because we have not taken accountability for them being in our lives and also their characteristics that we chose for them to have. Um, so I chose two angel cards that came out, and the first card was reconsider. Um, this card of reconsider is, reconsider the way that you're looking at people. If you only look at them through the eyes of love, then you will fill yourself up with more love. Drop all expectations and attachments. And then the next card actually was yes. Yes, only see them through the eyes of love and non-judgment. Um, and then you'll experience those two things in your life as well. So hope that's been helpful.
Yeah, yeah, it was. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah. I also, I guess, was wondering if the stuff with my heart was like a broken heart syndrome type thing because of my family. And since I can't, I don't know, like if it's just affecting me so deeply, even though I did send them waves of love and blessings and all that in the weeks leading up, um, it's still something I'm struggling with, I think, physically and
Right.
emotionally.
Right.
And
And they're saying that that the more that you can stand in non-judgment, obviously it affected your heart very deeply, very, very deeply, not being with them on the holiday. And the more that you can practice that non-judgment, just love them for exactly who they are and what choices they make. They then will pick up that love on some indirect level, but it did affect your heart very deeply. And they're saying just keep practicing that non-judgment, and seeing their hearts and your hearts just filled with love. So have a beautiful day,
yeah,
Stephanie.
you too. Thank you so much.
Take care. Bye bye. And there are so many people, and I've spoken about. Thank you for calling in, Stephanie. There are so many people that regardless of all the happy families that we do see in the commercials and in movies and things like that, and the happily ever after. There are lots of people that dread the holidays because they are estranged from their loved ones. If you are in the same situation that Stephanie is in, the thing that can help tremendously is uh, is to um, see that person, um, when you've quieted your mind, when you've gone into quiet reflection, and know and speak to your angels. Know that you wrote that person or those people into your life, as playing part of your contract of your life, and also that and you chose their characteristics as well, which is very hard to believe if they are angry and bitter and resentful, and they are um, so horrible, with their words or their actions or whatever. But the best way we learn lessons in this life is we learn through contrast. How would if everything was love, then we wouldn't have the ability to choose unconditional love over hatred, or being bitter and resentful, um, and choosing that over being forgiving. So quiet yourself, Send that person who is you're estranged from, or they're estranged from you, send them love, send them peace, send them unconditional love and forgiveness. And in this way, you will get the same energies coming back to you. Um, and and that'll help tremendously. Each time you do this, it's like a buildup of your own energies of love, non-judgment, and forgiveness, and just unconditional love. In the little time that we do have left, let's go to the cards. As I said, it's a very exciting time because of Jupiter being in that very, very grounded energy of Capricorn. It's affecting all signs, especially in business, and especially in our careers, moving us forward, presenting us with things in December that will start the ball rolling for our 2020 to begin. Let's go to the cards and see what comes out for all of us. Of course, this is a general reading, may not apply to everyone, but let's just see if we can get a little bit of a general overview. The first card is being recognized. I love the cards. It's the Three of Pentacles. It's being recognized for our gifts and talents, money, the financial bringing in of that abundance, that recognition for our gifts and talents. Okay, the next card that is coming out for us is the Emperor card, and the Emperor card is being, again, recognized as an authority in your field. If you've worked hard and if you've effort in. I often call the Emperor card "Who's the Boss" card, and somebody seeing you as somebody who viable and vibrant, that they want to promote, support, and encourage what you do. And the next card is things are going to happen very quickly. They're going to drop in, and then the Knight of Swords tell us it's time for us to take action. The next card is the Chariot card. Oh my gosh, these two cards are almost exactly alike. And how quickly this is going to happen for many people. This is part of recognition, just like the first two cards were. So far, we've got three recognition cards, two taking action cards. This is being promoted and recognized. And the next card, I love it. I love it. This is the Ten of Cups, which I call the sunshine, lollipops, and roses card. And this is the highest emotional card in the pack. So, warming your heart, what's going to be coming in for you to be recognized and to be promoted and encouraged and supported in what you do and who you are. Thank you, everyone. That just about wraps the show up for today. Do remember that beautiful spiritual gifts are just one click away, one true home behind the veil of forgetfulness. I am an angelic walk-in, the autobiography of Angel Ariel and the beautiful angels of faith. These are all available on my website, which is angelhealinghouse.com, or on Amazon. And these two, both number one Amazon international best-selling books are available on audible.com as audiobooks. Everyone, go out and fashion an absolutely beautiful life for yourself. I'm wishing you love and angel blessings, and I look forward to speaking with you again next week. Take care, everyone. Bye.